Bart's, or I suspect it was Bart's, but
I don't know.
He seems like the man with the ideas, anyway.
I don't know, man. Like, if you're gonna do that, there was so many other things that he could have done, right? I mean, he could have done something where, like, okay, well, I'm gonna. And you know what's even crazier? At one point, they had a shield that went on top of Uno that broke out everything from Gerbil on an Arduino to a DB25 port. They had that, and like 2-3 weeks ago, I noticed that link was gone. So it's like, shit, you know, you could have technically used that to put a G shield on top of that, and then plug Linux CNC via a standard parallel port cable into that breakout, and then boom, instant. You know, it's giving options, but I don't know, whatever. Just it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't. There's a lot of things they do that I'm not quite sure. You know, it's not to say that Gerbil's not going to get good. It's going to gradually get even better, and there's going to be more powerful platforms for it to run on. And at some point, it's probably going to be a pretty spectacular platform. But will it ever compete with the likes of Linux CNC or something like that? Or I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. It's just options, man. Just options.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know.
Yep.
I mean, I get what they're doing. They're DIYing CNC stuff, specifically the X-Carve or Shipoko 2 or whatever you want to call it, or Shipoko 2.5. I get it. I got one. Obviously, I own one. It's what got me into what I'm doing today, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's kind of limiting. Anyway. Tyler and Tony are like, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Oh, I'm working on stuff.
Just let you rock on, man.
What are you working on?
It's annoying.
I'm trying to figure out how they set up all the I2C stuff, I2C, in the accelerometer that I have. Because it's really easy to do in Python, but I hate Python. So I'm trying to figure out how to do it in C. It's a little trickier.
Against what? Microcontroller or Raspberry Pi?
Actually using the Pi right now. I want to use the Edison, but the Pi is a lot easier to use because it has Debian on it.
Yeah.
I believe there's a way to put Debian on the Edison, but I hear it can be a little sketchy if you mess up.
Yeah, that's Edison. Well, I was going to say BeagleBone Black, but now I'm knee deep into that. Banana Pi, and there's one other SoC ordeal. I saw one on Amazon that's basically a Raspberry Pi B Plus with I think a 16-port switch, a SATA header, built-in wireless, and optical out. Basically, it's like designed to be this switch NAS type home theater thing. It's like $99 on Amazon. I was thinking about, yeah.
I just need something for, like, as a controller for some type of autonomous vehicle. So I really just need a pin-out header that has a lot of processing power.
Yeah.
And I like the multi-thread that the Pi has to offer. But Python doesn't do multi-threading, so that's why I need to figure out how to do this in C, but it's a little more difficult to communicate in C than...
Well, I think Adafruit has a bunch of libraries. You may want to look there. Look at their GitHub. They have a bunch of stuff for the Raspberry Pi.
They do, and that was kind of where I was going, but I always hate using libraries because it throws a lot of extra stuff that I don't need in there and takes up extra processing power and space and whatnot. Because I really just need something simple to just read values, and then the math will be what gets a little complicated.
Did you figure out the AHRS stuff you were asking about?
I haven't contacted any of them. I have a couple ideas that involves a little bit of DiffEq, but I haven't quite gotten to the programming side of it yet because I'm still trying to read the values efficiently.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff for AHRS an Arduino. I don't know about Pi because you would need some sort of a real-time OS.
You can depending on how you go about writing it, you can kind of take start stop times and just kind of figure stuff out from there. It'd be a little more work, but
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
I mean the Pi seems to be though almost real time though. I mean,
Oh,
it might be good enough.
I don't know. Depends on how fast you want to fly and where you're flying, and
Well, true.
that one video I sent you of those guys flying at 50 miles an hour or whatever it was with an autonomous drone going through tree lines and everything else. That was all RTOS based. Some fancy GPU chip or something I think was in there. I can't remember.
Probably the NVIDIA's well, it was probably the TK, and now they have the TX1.
Yeah, I think something like that. Pretty crazy stuff when you see how fast that thing was going. Oh, and did you see now that they're having a drone racing league?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy crap, the video on that is incredible.
I know they've had the quads where they just have the first-person view in them, and they race them around. And now that they have that league, that's kind of crazy. I guess if people build them themselves, then I think it's kind of cool. But if they just buy them off the shelf and then whatever, like.
Well, for the league, it looked like it was a standard platform that you flew.
I mean, that makes sense. Because
It looked pretty hokey.
Yeah, because then somebody would show up with like a carbon fiber blackout kit.
Yeah.
Well, they could have different classes or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I think part of what's cool is, even if people that have the crazy algorithms to make it better instead of just buying, stuff off the shelf. Well, I guess maybe you do, but you have to put it together. Like, I want them to use their brain a little bit because these, all the drone people are just destroying it for the rest of us because they have no idea what they're doing. They buy a box off the shelf and they go out and get in trouble with it, ruin it for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, speaking of that, I was at Best Buy today looking for some stuff, and they've got like this pretty large drone they're selling for, I don't know, was it $800 or something like that?
They have them now. You can do whatever you want with them. You buy the box or $1,000. They even have some that are a couple grand, and you just use your cell phone. You just tell it to go here, go there.
Oh, the parrots.
But
Parrot drones.
yeah, but people just don't. They don't have no kind of concept of reality of what they're doing.
Did you see that AR drone is coming out with a plane, Tyler, that has loiter capability?
Huh? No, I haven't. I did not see that. That would be.
It was just at CES. Yeah, that gets kind of scary at that point because I think it had a flight time of like 45 minutes or something, probably
geez.
easily extendable.
Oh, geez, that's kind of what that's like my end dream goal is to just make a light plane that very low power consumption. It just goes forever.
I think if you lived out in the country or something where nobody was around you, you could have a drone that would fly for 5 or 6 hours at a crack, just circling your property for surveillance. And if it saw something, it would just alert your phone.
Yeah, see, that would be sweet.
Yeah.
And that may or may not be one of my end goals with the project, but we won't go down that road.
Might be deer hunting. Who knows?
We just won't say any more.
Can you shine deer from a drone and be legal? I don't know.
I mean, it's not technically you. Well, I don't know. It's probably in that area that probably get away with it right now.
I was just reading it. They say it costs $2,500 to $3,500 per flight hour to fly a Predator or Reaper drone, and that the Global Hawks cost as much as $30,000 per flight hour. That seems ridiculously high to me, but
yeah, it does. Especially, I mean, there's
they're factoring everything in though, like the cost of the pilots on an hourly basis, and just everything, the cost of the software, and they're factoring everything in just to make it as expensive as they can.
Yeah, I guess, but it's just ridiculous. But I feel like they could, maintenance wouldn't have to be as rigorous because you don't have lives on board.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's where most of the cost of aviation is, just the maintenance. Because they like to break. We won't go down that road either.
Speaking of autonomous things, did you guys see the hover flight for X-Space?
I did watch it. It's pretty impressive stuff.
Is that one that did not blow up?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
did they get it to work?
They got it to stick a landing once.
Huh.
The one I saw, like the landing gear, like folded up or
Yeah.
something. And it
That was
tipped
the
over.
one that came back okay. So they set it up again, and apparently one of the landing moors did not engage, I guess. I guess it's supposed to lock, and it didn't. It sticks the landing, but then it kind of topples over. And it doesn't look like it hits the barge very hard, but it explodes with freaking ferocity.
They probably self-destruct it. Because then they don't
Yeah.
have to clean up the pieces when it
I was
sinks to
wondering
the
that when
bottom.
I saw it. Yeah.
It
Yeah, I
didn't.
was
It
wondering
looked
that.
like it hit it very hard, but it was just like you heard two very distinct booms.
No, they
Yeah.
probably pushed the button to light it up so they wouldn't have to retrieve it.
Yeah, that was the last flight of that particular model, and I
Yeah.
know the new one's coming out, and I bet you this next time I bet you they nail it. It's got beefed up landing gear, they say, and a bunch of other improvements. So
Yeah, that one was Falcon 9, I think.
yeah, well, I think the new one is still going to be Falcon 9. It's just the new and
But
improved Falcon 9. Yeah, I think. I sent you a video, Tyler.
Alright, I gotta find where my thing went.
Oh, I might as well share it here too. That's the AR drone Parrot.
Oh, yeah. I remember this.
Wonder what that'll sell for. They're just taunting the FAA, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Flies for 45 minutes, automatic takeoff, and return home modes.
Oh, wow.
Look at the tablet app where he's putting waypoints real time.
I like how the thing actually takes off and lands, because that's exactly what that company I worked for a year ago was trying to do, and it just never worked.
Oh, look, AR drone did it.
Yeah. Yeah, but what I didn't get is how they tried to make this thing just kind of ridiculous, but it was actually a company that worked for Lockheed. That's where it originated, and the thing just could not take off. It was just way too heavy for the power that it had.
Ooh, you guys would really almost want to have a, what do you call them, the Oculus for this. That would be awesome.
I thought DJI is doing that.
Oh, I no doubt. Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah, I think DJI is doing that, where you have an Oculus and then you can real-time rotate the camera. Man, that would be so cool with a quad.
Can't even imagine.
It's funny, I saw the DJI Inspire, and it just reminds me of the Aliens versus Predator ship, sort of. The one that has a retractable landing.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, how can I recreate that? Like, can I model that and simplify that just to make it kind of look cool like that, but without the price? Because those things are like $4 or $5K, aren't they?
What is?
The DJI Inspire.
33,000 anyway, yeah.
Survey says.
CGI Inspire 2.
No way.
Inspire 1 Pro is 7,000. That looks like it comes with a bunch of shit. Well, there is a version for 7,000. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Okay. So it's baseline config is $30.99. So $3,099.
I even see one for 25 at B&H.
But still.
Oh, so I see. So for the $7,000, you get 2 iPads and 2 controllers, because one guy controls the camera and one guy controls the That makes sense.
Well, the cool thing about it is it uses sonar, right? So as it approaches the ground, it automatically puts the landing gear down, and as it starts to take off, it automatically brings it up. It does all types of neat stuff.
It's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah. And then has that 4K camera with the multi-gimbal. It's really cool. Just not $4,000 cool.
Yeah. There's a lot of other ones you can buy for less.
Yeah, but I like the way that just that retraction function is so freaking cool.
Oh, one of you left these.
Oh yeah, look at that. They got bored and left.
His alter ego. He never really said anything.
I guess
That video.
Oh, what was that?
What?
No, you started to say something.
Oh, that video that I just. Oh, I guess I threw it in the normal chat. Was one of the videos that was on YouTube after the one, and it looked like they actually got a person to fly in the drone.
That sounds like something I wouldn't volunteer for.
No, I would. I mean, I guess if I had control over it inside, maybe a little more, but
Is this China?
probably they don't have rules there.
You will get in.
I mean, although I did step into Thunderbird's planes many times, and I'm still here, so I guess I've kind of cheated death. So
You stepped into what?
Thunderbird, the company that I flew for school, their planes were the sketchiest things ever.
When you say Thunderbirds in aviation, sorry, I only think of one thing.
Yeah, I was thinking Blue Angels, Thunderbird.
Mikey, what? I was about ready to kick you up.
No. The sketchiest aviation company in Minnesota.
You know, the only problem with this drone thing you just posted that carries a human is that, well, not the only thing, but a helicopter, at least you can auto gyro on the way down. You can pull up your collective, and control your descent somewhat, and you don't until they do variable. Well, there is a company doing variable pitch quads. I have seen that.
That's what I want. Yeah, I saw the one a few years back that they had one they were doing 3D flight with.
Yep.
And I don't know why nobody's gone that way yet, because
It's called the Stingray. And it's pretty freaking incredible. Yeah. It's beyond 3D flight. It's like, it doesn't really matter what orientation flight.
That thing is pretty sick. If I could get this stuff, what I wanted to do with a quad working, I thought it'd be kind of cool to hook it up on my 3D helicopter and then just program like a really sweet 3D acro thing and just have it go on its own, since I can't fly 3D that well. Actually, I have never taken the helicopter 3D.
Have you ever watched any of the 3D World Competition helicopter videos that are out there on YouTube?
Yeah, it makes me think that they're edited and CGI.
Some of them are just beyond belief. It just leaves you going, there's no way that just did that.
I swear it's CGI.
I don't know, man.
I saw a guy do the TikTok maneuver, and I'm like, wait, what? I mean, like, okay, I understand how a helicopter works, but how? Okay, my brain just like segment faulted. But yeah, no, I mean, well, I can't account for all of it, but I have seen a guy at a field doing, it was a T-Rex. It was massive. I don't know what it was. But it was definitely a T-Rex, and he was doing all types of freaking 3D stuff. It was really cool. But you could totally hear the blades in the collective working, though.
Oh, yeah. You can, I mean, geez, even just on mine, if you just, give it a lot and you get the, the angle, the pitch, way up on the blades, it's just, like tearing the air. I love that sound.
Yeah.
Especially when they do that maneuver where they come down to the ground doing about 900 miles an hour and then stop about an inch from it.
Yeah, and then flip upside down.
Yeah, yeah, and they're
Yeah.
upside down. It's like, no.
Don't mess that one up.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many times did they have to do that before they got it right?
There's a guy named something Sorbo. He's like the champion. He's a Canadian. Not that that part matters, but they did a video of him doing the 3D and another GoPro that's pointing at the controls, and it's like, how did you come across those maneuvers? Because they're like, both fingers are going in like completely different directions. Doesn't look anything coherent, but it's like, holy crap! And the guy was saying that yeah, everything is carbon fiber due to the G's that we're hitting. Oh my God, you think? Wow, that's crazy.
Somebody took one of those Stingray quads and put a nitro engine in it, Tyler.
Oh, jeez.
And like a four-stroke engine, not even a small one.
See, that would be the way to go, 'cause there's, gas has a lot higher energy density than
Yeah, you could
batteries.
fly for a lot longer.
Yeah. Although
At least for now, anyway.
carbureted engines don't work so well when you're just kind of suspended upside down. Well,
Or-
maybe not the
or-
engine, you also have the fuel delivery issue.
Yeah. Well, and there's no oxygen requirements for the electric engines, right? I mean, if you wanted to go to 70,000 feet on a electric, it would probably do it. I would imagine, right?
It would be, you would need the power,
Yeah.
because there's not much molecules up there to keep you up there.
I wonder what the record is for the highest flight for an electric. Oh, probably not
Whoa.
something anybody's going to brag about.
Yeah, probably not. Well, you might get some idiot bragging about it, but I don't know. It'd be sweet to just drop one off a balloon and, with a little engine in it, you could go a long ways.
I've always that was always one thing I wanted to do was to build a glider of some sort and do a balloon launch to say 80 or 90,000 feet and have a HRS system on that glider that just knows where home is, and its only mission is to get that glider home. Doesn't need to be powered.
Well, you might need a little power depending on the direction of the jet stream.
Well, so my thought was if you built more like a lifting body, you don't really want to fly. You just want to get through the jet stream, right?
Yeah, but even at, 10,000 feet or so, which is below the jet stream, the winds up there is usually just ridiculous, though. Still.
Yeah, that's freaking ridiculous. I've seen these videos. How do they? Can you imagine the stress on the body parts?
You could calculate it.
That is, you watch that video he posted? That is absolutely sick.
I'm getting there. Yep, I lost the chat window again.
The thing that my mind cannot wrap around is when he starts doing slow circles in place. I'm like, how is it? What? I mean, like, I don't know. The high velocity stuff kind of makes sense, but the slow motion, like rolls, like
the rapid of change directions, especially with the rotor blades like that. I don't understand how they can make rotor blades that can handle that.
Fiber on these things.
Yeah, but there's got to be more. It's got to be reinforced. Holy criminy. That's just amazing.
Yeah, my favorite thing is the TikToks, 'cause that just defies gravity. And then when you start flying upside down backwards, that's pretty crazy.
I guess the whole trick to it is, you make the blade strong, but you make the body super light so it doesn't have as much force.
Yeah, not as much mass to move. I suppose that makes sense. Yeah.
So, the blades are pretty big. Like the helicopter I have, the blades are relatively thick on it, and the helicopter doesn't weigh anything.
So I wonder how they're doing. So that's a nitro helicopter.
Yeah.
So they must have a fuel pump or something in there, wouldn't you think, Tyler?
That, or they have a lot of areas the fuel can come out of the tank in directions, or it's like pressurized somehow, and I don't
Or they
know.
have traps. So
Yeah,
like a box that's inside but flaps. So no matter the orientation, there's still a little bit of fuel in that trap.
Hmm.
But that kind of dictates how long you could do a trick, right?
yeah. But I know like the acrobatic planes, it's more or less just there's two sides of the tank the fuel can come out of. So if you're upside down, it just comes out upside
I
down.
know. Yeah.
See where he's mowing the lawn?
But
Yeah, it's just crazy to watch.
How was he not wearing a suit of armor?
Yeah.
uh,
I mean, I'm sure that thing would take his head right off.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, there's people that have been killed by him. That's for sure.
Yeah. So I'm assuming the other trick to this is power plant. This engine is probably rated like 10 times greater than what this chassis really requires to really change directions at a whim like that.
Although, yeah, I mean, I guess although the actual change in pitch is not a
That's
whole
the
lot, but
collective and
they
blade.
do run the engines like flat out when you're doing 3D stuff.
God, when he's mowing the lawn upside down and he goes straight up at about 90 miles an hour. Jeez. It's so fun to watch. So fun.
It's cool.
It is. The ones I've seen, I have not seen the nitro ones, but I've watched a lot of the electric ones, and the power to weight ratio is just they just seem like there's so much more torque there.
Yeah, well, it's torque at 0 RPM, so it's like
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. It's cool. It's cool to watch. I was fortunate to see one live one. I mean, the guy was not like this good, but he did do some stuff, and just the noise the frickin' helo was making, man. I was like, oh, do I need to duck? What's going on here?
It's such a sweet noise.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
It's just like an unnatural sound.
Yeah, and when he's done, he just parks it on the ground, picks it up like a piece of luggage, and all right, I'm done. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, the money
Talk
that
about
some of
something CNC.
Yeah. Well, the chassis could have been CNC.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, everything on there is 2.5D. I mean, the canopy is 3D, I guess, but everything else is flat.
Man, you still got a lot of fuel in there.
Yeah. But I don't know how much fuel was in it when he started, though. They didn't really show that.
No, but even if it was full, I mean, that would have eaten the battery. Like if you had a battery-powered one, I don't even think it would last that long.
Yeah, at one point he went straight up and up and up and up.
I found the hardest thing flying them is when they get further away, it's really difficult to tell the orientation of them.
Yeah. Yeah, a friend of mine had on the rear props, he made his like fluorescent pink, so you can tell.
Yeah, but even so, like when you get it at a distance and you can see that color, but it's kind of just blended in with the rest of the helicopter, and you just see color there. It's still really tricky sometimes.
I guess in his case, it's muscle memory, right? If you do that same pattern over and over again.
Well, yeah, you just kind of get used to how far is it going to rotate with this much input, and it's almost just an extension of your body.
So he's just feeling it out, guessing it should take this long.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, I guess after you fly it a while, that's kind of just how you just kind of feel it.
Speaking of RC things, I guess, did you guys see the guy that's creating the BB-8, full-size BB-8?
No, really?
Yeah. Fully remote controlled. It's I think it's called xrobots.uk.co. He made 3 different types. Where is he? Here it is. James Bruton. I'm going to show a video that's in the middle somewhere of the build, so you can kind of see what's going on. It's pretty cool. It's to scale and everything. It makes noises. You can control it with a remote control. It has like 2 Arduinos inside of it. So, pretty neat.
Oh, he's got Omni wheels on top.
Yeah. Yeah, he has a magnetic coupler to hold the head in place. The head can rotate independently. It has its own lights. Pretty cool. He's also making a Hulkbuster suit. He also has several Iron Man suits. And all of his stuff is 3D printed. All of it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And
Oh, the Iron Man suit's behind him, I think, right?
the Hulkbuster suit's behind him, yeah.
Oh, that's the hopeless. Okay.
Yeah.
3D printed. Wonder what he uses for that.
He's sponsored, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, just the BB-8 alone, that's probably like of white, probably 4, 5, 6 spools. And then he uses Ninja Flex too, which is not cheap. It's like $45 for a what? 0.5 kilogram spool. I mean, I love this stuff. I use it when I can, but it's pretty pricey. But yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. The thing that's fascinating is he uses 123D, the baby fusion, I guess you can call it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he doesn't use Fusion. I think he's sponsored by Autodesk, but I guess that's his CAD software of choice, and he's getting shit done, so it's pretty cool.
I wish I
That's
had free time.
That Hulkbuster is freaking awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
I would so go to Comic-Con on that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
His Iron Man suit's really cool too. I think he has the Mark V suit. So that's the movie suit, not the comic book suits. Pretty freaking cool.
He must have many printers.
Yes, he has 3. 3 Lulzbots. I think he has the Taz 3, 5, and the Mini. Pretty crazy. I mean, imagine if this guy had a CNC. You know, he 3D prints everything, and there's a lot of stuff that he doesn't have to really 3D print. He could have just cut it out of like Central or something, but 3D printing is his weapon of choice. I'm surprised X-Carve didn't throw something his way.
Yeah, right. Maybe they didn't. We just don't see it.
Or he said no.
Yeah, I can't say what I was gonna say. I won't say that. I was watching somebody's video who got one for free from Xcarve, and they were like,
I saw
yeah,
that video.
it's not for me. Not a lot of them were like that.
I want to just punch that dude.
Well,
he was going off about it, but it was designed for a purpose, and he was like saying it wasn't good for some other purpose, and I was like, it's not designed for that.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather watch that than the Keith Fenner's video.
I don't know.
Sorry,
who
he's
that
probably
is.
going to hear me say that, but
It was painful to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
that was painful to watch. Thanks, because yeah.
I mean, for a guy who's a machinist,
Yeah.
that's kind of spooky.
Yeah, that was rough.
Whatever.
And I didn't get through the second one.
I saw the first one.
Yeah. Yep. We're just going all over on topics here today. So the only reason I said that is because I was going to mention one of the things that you've, and that was the new Nikon camera. I'm sure you saw that.
New Nikon? Oh, the D5?
Yeah.
Wait, did you buy one?
Oh, I wished I would have had one here to show you. No, I don't. I didn't. Nah, it's a pretty awesome thing, but no, I didn't. 50 megapixels or something like that, because you just don't need it.
Yeah, you do.
No, you really don't. And there's a lot of problems in doing it. You've got to, in my opinion, the only way to do something like that right is image stabilize the sensor. You have to. And you just don't. You know, for the D5 at 20 megapixels or whatever, they're getting, isn't it up to 14 frames a second on that thing? Something like that.
That was higher than that.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. I think you have to lock the mirror up to do that, but I think it can do that.
And it has 4K built in.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what they do, right? So, for example, the D4 came out, and then the D800 There was like 3 other cameras that came out after the D4 that basically had the same sensor, but minus all the features. So just wait for the D500, which would basically be the D5 except smaller and smaller cost.
Yep.
You won't get all the big boy features, but
yeah, I'm happy with my A7R. I've been really happy with it.
is that 4/3?
No, it's full frame.
No.
40.
Oh yeah, okay, that's right.
A7R.
Well, I mean, because I have a D800.
Yeah.
It does 26 megapixels, and the only thing that's really nice about that is like every picture is savable. I mean, no matter what you crop, it's still high enough resolution that you don't have to worry about it. So
yeah, I've found that with this. This is 43 megapixels, same thing. You can just keep cropping forever, and it's like, oh, that still works.
Still usable.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Yeah. The A7R2 added image stabilization to the sensor, which was smart, and oh well.
So okay, so I came from Olympus, and Olympus does their image, the IS from the sensor, and then I moved to Nikon where they do the IS and the lens. And to be honest, I mean, they were both really good. I didn't see a real advantage to one to the other.
I think they both have their purpose, and for sure on the A7R lines they have lenses that are IS as well. But I think when you start getting like 43 megapixels, 50 megapixels, having it in the sensor is really beneficial.
So, but at that type of resolution too, you could do pixel shifting.
Yeah.
Right. You don't even have to move the sensor. You just basically move the image on the sensor digitally to compensate.
And that maybe that's what they're doing. You don't have a lot of room in that body to do an awful lot else. So who knows?
And just to throw in the kitchen sink and do lens image stabilization also.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, because I have the Trinity, and then I have 2 Sigmas that have IS in them, and they work really well. My favorite actually I have my 2 favorites, the 50 mil and the 85 mil. And they're really nice. 1.2 and 1.8 f-stop.
I like the A7R, the Sony stuff. There's lens mounts for any lens you could ever want to use on that thing, and I mean just anything. You name it, the old contact stuff, Hasselblad lenses, anything you'd ever want to use. There's adapters for it. Well, that's kind of fun. And with the A7R2, with the image stabilization built into the camera, it makes it even more fun. But I like it because I go to swap meets out here and I see an old, Minolta lens or whatever, and for $20 I can pick up a lens and play with it for on the camera.
See some guy that has an old Carl Zeiss or whatever you used to call that 0.8 f-stop, and he's like, I don't know, I found it upstairs.
A 0.8?
Because they don't know what it is.
It's called the Noctilox or Noctilox or something.
No. I'm saying that you go to one of these swap meets.
Oh yeah.
That because
I thought you said you did and you saw one, and I was like,
no.
what?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
0.8.
Yeah.
That's practically night vision.
Yeah.
And that is not. But no, I'm just saying that.
Yeah. Oh, that's a piece of crap. I'll take it off your hands for $20.
I don't know. That sounds kind of bad. Usually they're like 1.8, 2.
Yeah, it's nowhere close to like 5.6 or anything.
Ugh. I'll give you like $10. That's kind of fair, isn't it?
Oh, in my dreams.
I think Nikon has a 0.4 or something like that, and it weighs like
really
15, 16 pounds. Yeah, it's in a museum somewhere. It's a massive lens. Let me see if I can find it. Some engineer made it in like the 40s or something like that. Nikon.
They do some scary optics, that group of Nikon guys.
Yeah.
All right, Tony, you have to talk. Sorry, you have to talk. You have to say something.
Something.
Thank you.
I've actually I think the last thing I made on the CNC was the dust shoe, and I haven't been able to test it.
You haven't done anything lately? No,
No,
no
not on the
caps.
CNC. No, I was in Australia for a week,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and then well, then that gets me to here. So
How was that? Did you end up liking it there much, or?
yeah, it was fine. I mean, it was about 100 every day.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Yeah.
Um, uh,
It's their summertime, so yeah.
That's right. And it only rained like 2 of the days that I was there, and that was kind of bad because apparently rental cars are very expensive. So they put me up 4 blocks from the office, and I just walked to the office every day. But it would always the couple of days that it did rain, it rained in the late afternoon. So I was able to get home dry, but then it's like, okay, where I got to get some dinner, and it was in the Olympic Park, and everything was like a 20-minute walk, and it's like, well, I don't want to call a cab. So I just go to the convenience store, and I think that the one night where it rained, a can of Pringles was my dinner.
Oh, jeez. Oh.
But it was kind of cool. I went to one of the guys took me to dinner at his place. He actually had his fiance make dinner. She was Filipino, and she made this really nice pork dish. And then we went up to the top of this thing called the Westfield Tower, which is in downtown Sydney. It looks like a KFC bucket of chicken on a big stick in the middle of downtown. And it's just, you go up there, you look around, you can look around all the city and stuff, and that was kind of cool. And then the next day, one of the guys was going to take me like to the beaches and stuff to go check it out, but it rained. So we just went to his place, had some dinner, and then that was it. But out his backyard, he lived in the bush, as they say, and it was just up against this forest. And I walked on his back deck, and I'm just looking, and then there's like this giant flock of white cockatoos goes by.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, oh, that is so cool.
To see him wild like that would be cool, yeah.
I'm like, I paid $3,000 for mine.
You have them in your backyard for free.
That's right.
Wow. And you were in Sydney, right?
Yeah, Sydney. Yeah, Sydney proper. Well, Homebush was the name of the town where the office was, which is just a suburb in Sydney.
I want my corporate office in Homebush.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
cool.
that was cool. Different.
We're kind of toying around with the idea of doing Christmas in Germany this year. We'll see. Never been.
I'm fishing for a Mel Brooks joke there.
Yeah. What would that be?
I'm not sure.
Christmas in Germany. Yeah.
Well, it's some sort of a spin-off of Springtime with Hitler, like.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking too when I said it. It's kind of funny. I want to watch that right now, actually. Yeah. No, it's just someplace we've always kind of wanted to go, and we've got apparently family that lives near Mannheim, and my wife's grandpa was in World War II. He was with the 101st Airborne and Eagle's Nest, that whole thing. So we want to see some of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Make sure you go to.
What's that?
Make sure you go to Hamburg.
Oh yeah, we were trying to figure out. Okay, how long is it from one end of Germany to the other?
Very long.
Is it?
Pretty long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we were there, we drove every day like 2 hours, and we only got the southern half of the country in like a loop in 1 week.
Well, that was the major. That kind of time thing was the major downfall with going to Australia. A 16-hour flight is a damn long flight.
Yeah. That is a long flight there.
Well, that was only the final leg. That's not including the 4 hours it took for me to get from Chicago to L.A.
Oh yeah, you had to go to L.A. Oof.
There is a flight that they run out of Dallas now, which is supposed to be a little bit shorter.
Shorter to Australia from Dallas?
Yeah, I don't get it, but everybody says, "Oh, you look shorter." I'm like, let me
Huh.
get out my globe here.
Yeah, let me see how this works out. Tyler, you're a pilot. How does that work?
You go around the bottom of the world,
Yeah, I suppose, huh?
if
That
there
was
is such a thing as a bottom.
I know, but we don't think about that up here.
that was
No.
like when on that flight I took to Hong Kong. It's like it was like pretty much straight over the Arctic Circle, and boom, you're there.
Pre 9/11, God, this had to be 19, probably 98. I went to England, London for work. Company I was working for flew me. I go to work one day and they say you're going to London, and I'm like, okay, go pack a bag. So I get there and I flew Virgin Atlantic business class, well upper class, all the way there and back, and you're sitting up on the 747 at the very top where the cockpit is. The cockpit doors open the whole flight. You can walk in anytime you want, say hi to the pilot, eat anything you want whenever you want. A bar right there that you can nuzzle up to and sit and drink for the entire flight if you wanted. That was pretty crazy. I can't imagine what those tickets cost. I'd do that again. That's if you got to fly, like that. That was fine.
Yeah, 2 years ago, I had to go to Hamburg, Germany, because we were having an issue with our replication stuff, and our main sysadmin guy decided to quit that week. So I'm like, well, if I have to go, my wife has to go, thinking they wouldn't send me. And they went, okay, no problem. You need to send us her passport. That's awesome.
Honey, you're going to Germany.
Yeah, that's pretty much how that conversation went. And it was just like, what? Yeah, you need to tell me your passport. Do you have it on you? Can you send me a picture of it? We had 2 separate flights, but we landed in Hamburg about 20, 30 minutes apart, and we were there for a week. It was pretty cool.
Wow, that would be awesome.
I mean, I had to work the entire time, but she got
Yeah.
the tour. But
That's
Hamburg, if you go to Hamburg, find something called the Reeperbahn.
the Reeperbahn.
The Reeperbahn, yes.
What is that?
It's the air quote red light district of Germany.
Ah.
Okay, there's a lot of bars. What's hilarious is when you walk into a bar and they play Nirvana. And everybody's trying to sing it. Pretty funny.
Wonder if it translates well to German. I don't know.
No, they sing it in English.
Do they?
Yeah, badly though, but they do.
It's the language of love.
Yeah. There's nothing better than I can sit and listen to people speak German all day long. I just love the sound of it. It's pretty cool.
They always sound like they're
I don't know. It just sounds so cool. It's better than Italian. I just love the sound of it. It's pretty cool.
The only words I picked up was genau and choose. Exactly, and that's how they say. I think they greet each other. Choose.
The company that I was working at when I went to England that time, the guy that shared the office with me, Keith Coleman, we got to be really close friends. At least I thought we were close, but the guys from the German office came to see us for a week one time, and they come in and they start talking to Keith in German, and he starts talking back to him in just full-on conversational German. Just, I'm sitting there staring at him. He's like looking at me like, what? And I'm like, you never told me you could speak German. He's like, well, I'm not really good at it. Like, you were just talking to him for 20 minutes and didn't stop a beat. Whatever, Keith. He's the same way with the guitar, too. I don't play guitar very well, but yeah, right.
Was he the guy that was always at the coffee shop?
Oh, no, I think you're thinking of John. No, this was when I lived up in the San Francisco area.
Okay.
No, I think you're thinking of John Fawn. He's another he's a little odd duck, but he's very smart. Very smart guy. Very smart dude. Yeah, we spent a lot up at J&S Bean Factory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time for you to come back and live in Minnesota again.
Well, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, true that.
We'll see. I don't know. We don't know where we're gonna go after here. We're kind of getting bored with the whole thing out here. I like the weather. It's nice. It's nice right now, but I don't know. It's just like we get after about between 5 and 10 years, we're like, and we're getting close to 5 anyway. So I don't know. We'll see. It's expensive to live out here. That's the problem.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We pay, roughly $2,500 a month for about 1,200 square feet of living space.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, and that's cheap. If we were to leave the place that we're at now, it would be probably closer to 3 pretty easily.
Well, let me know if you pick something on the East Coast.
I look. We were kind of joking around and looked. She's got one of our coworkers that works up in DC and that lives in the DC area, Andy. But God, I don't know. I don't know. Humidity. That'd be like living in Minneapolis at that point.
Humidity?
Yeah.
You're talking to a Floridian here. There's no humidity here.
Oh my God, shush. Florida's just exponentially worse.
Because when I first moved here, I was like, oh yeah, the humidity's going to kick your ass. I'm like, I'm sorry, is it warm here? 'Cause if it's warm, this feels like air conditioning right now.
I spent 3 years in Columbus, Georgia, so
Oh wow. Yeah.
the armpit of America. Did I say that out loud? Sorry. Oh, yeah.
But seriously, if you did pick like Virginia anywhere or close enough that's within reasonable drive, we would definitely open a hackerspace here.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? Tyler, you'd have to move out there.
All right.
Like there's 2 in this area and they suck. It was kind of a joke. One of them is actually well equipped, but they don't let you touch anything. And the other one was kind of poorly equipped, and they just kind of go there to drink. It's kind of weird.
Well, it's like ice fishing.
That's kind of like our hackerspace in Minneapolis.
I was going to say, those Wednesday nights were kind of tipsy.
Yeah, we had an open house every Wednesday, and it was not about making anything as much as it was about socializing and trying some new beverage that somebody just brought or some new microbrew that they just brewed up. Or
Yeah, but that's like a one-day-a-week thing, not every single
Correct.
time you go.
Yeah. That's true.
That was the thing. It's like, I need to use the shop bot, and it's like, well, the guy that's in charge of it's currently not here. I'm like, oh, okay, that's great, but can I use it? No, well, he's not here, so. Huh.
Oh no! So what the way they did it in Minneapolis? Well, the way they still do it is, you just get checked out on it.
Yeah, no. Somebody has to be there to supervise you.
Oh, screw that! What the hell have it there for then?
I have no idea. There is a tech shop here, which is like a chain of hackerspaces, I think.
Yeah, it started. I think Tech Shop started out of MIT. Oh no, I'm thinking of Fab Labs. Like,
App Labs is too far from here. It's like 3 hours.
I think that was an MIT creation. There's one in San Diego down here. They do a lot of biohacking, which kind of scares me, so I get involved with that.
Yeah, the tech shop here, it's like, I think it's like almost, you could pay annually and it's like $2,000, or you could pay like $50, $60 a month or something like that. It's something ridiculous. Hence the reason why I started building my shit here.
Yeah, they're
I mean, I'm all about safety and all, but
Overrated.
you only need to learn once. So when that hand disappears from the bandsaw,
That's right.
you
What was your name again? Lefty.
I was trying to think of this website. This guy, Nathan Murfolds, he's a Microsoft fellow. But he's got this research thing they do. He also wrote a cookbook that you can buy on Amazon for about $500. Look it up. It's called Modern Cuisine at Home.
$500. Does it include the meals?
It's well, okay. anywhere from 100 to this whole series is 500 and some hardcover if you want a hardcover. Basically, he brings science to cooking, so he goes into like a wok. How does a wok cook? Literally, how does it cook? And where are the temperature differentials within the pan? Just kind of weird stuff. But he does give a bunch of recipes and stuff too. But I don't know.
There's a guy called Alton Brown.
Oh yeah.
He kind of does that, and he has this TV show called Good Eats.
Yeah.
So he kind of already does all that for a lot cheaper, like free.
He used to do. Didn't he have a show on PBS for a while?
Did he? That'd be fun.
I thought maybe he did. Maybe I'm wrong.
I like his other show, Cutthroat Kitchen. I don't know. This is a whole Food Network rat hole right here. But yeah, Alton Brown's pretty cool.
Did you ever watch the show Cooks? Or what was that show? Chef. Chef. It was a TV show, a movie. Not a TV show. Movie show.
No.
Chef movie. Yeah, it was came out in 2013 or 2014.
Oh, is that the one with Bradley Cooper?
Like
a chef that basically gets fired. I saw the preview for it.
Yes. Yeah.
Whatever.
Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, Jon Favreau.
Johansson? What? See, I think when big actors do, I don't want to say crappy movies, I haven't seen it, but lowbrow movies, let's say that, I think they lose a bet or something. Like when you see a weird actor cameo in a movie and you're like, what the hell? I think that's a bet. Or something else. I
will tell you that this movie was probably one of my favorite movies of the year, as far as just good sit down with your wife and watch a movie. It's
better than Star Wars?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like Star Wars too, but I mean, this was just it was just good. It was really well done. It really was. And it wasn't one I would have ever gone to the theater and see. It was just kind of like, it showed up on Amazon. We're like, let's watch it. And fuck, it was good.
Well,
your wife would like it.
I don't know. The movie I'm looking forward to now is Deadpool. That's gonna be awesome. This call has been like anything but.
Right. Okay, to get it back on track, I have 13 orders for 13 orders for Makita mounts that are. I'm waiting for everybody to confirm because I've said up and down that I'm not gonna pull the trigger on the order until I have at least 12 confirmed, and so far of the 13, only 3 have confirmed. So.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it happens.
Who's slouching?
What is
call
it?
Them out.
The 80-20 rule. Oh yeah, call them out. I tried that once, and you saw what happened on the forums. They freaking flagged it. Like, God, you pricks! Give me a break. Oh, that tweaked me when that happened. I don't know why, but it did.
I mean, but it was like it's so stupid. I don't get it. It's like,
well, I kind of do, because part of it is I suspect it was somebody international, because they have so much more stringent rules on privacy than we do here. And so, like little things like if I'm emailing all these guys, by rights I'm supposed to do it as a BCC so that not everybody can see everybody's email address that I'm emailing.
Oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. Yeah.
So, it's just whatever. So we'll see if I get 12. I have 13 in there. If I just can't afford to do it if they're not all gonna do it. That's my sort of my break-even point. One guy wants 2 though. I thought that was interesting.
2.
Yeah. Some guy in Australia.
Where my super pid came from. Maybe it's that guy.
New South Wales.
Oh no.
So I got one guy in Maryland.
Maryland.
Yep. Elkton, Maryland. Elkton,
Maryland. I know where that is.
Yep. And Lisero, New South Wales. Tasmania, a guy in Tasmania. A guy in Rotterdam. Kind of all over.
That's cool.
Yeah, now that I'm covered on the international shipping fees, it will be cool. Other than the fact that it's still expensive. There's it's a pain in the ass because of all the paperwork they make you fill out, right? I mean,
So when you do, if this happens and you make this order, will you be able to squeeze in my adapter?
I'm gonna try to get your adapter and my end plates in before this order.
Oh, nice.
That's my goal.
Yay!
Because when he does these, he tends to go to town on them unless something else kind of comes in and takes precedence.
Okay.
And I have no idea I have no way to predict that.
Okay.
So.
And the only thing I need you to check on that is the air diverter, because the front half looks simple, but the back, which I don't know if you looked at that. Did you look at the back half that actually connects to the router?
I started to, and then I figured what happened last night was I think I probably screwed up your file, because I think what happened was I was messing with it and then got out of it and saved it after you saved it, and I think my save overwrote your save.
Oh, I opened it this morning and it looked okay.
Because I didn't see any of the... I didn't look at it this morning, I guess, but last night I didn't see any of the... they were still... They weren't labeled. Nothing was labeled right.
Ah. No, because normally when that does happen, I get a warning. Like, I leave Fusion running all the time, and it gives me a warning that there's a newer version than what you have. Do you want to switch to it? And I didn't get that this morning.
Well, if you ever see that, you have to say no.
Yeah, I know that. I know. I'm just saying I didn't see that. So.
Okay.
Yeah, because everything was named. I thought everything was named when I told you about it. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
But
I'll look at it.
My only concern is the back half of the air diverter, and that's it. Everything else is straight lathe work.
If you want to do a quick, I guess I can do it too. Just a quick drawing, like a 3-view.
Okay. Yeah, the one thing I'm really concerned about is I need to get a thread pitch gauge to confirm what's on the DeWalt, because like I tried to look it up and I couldn't find a definitive what the hell thread that is. I found a definitive on the ER20. That was easy. But I couldn't find anything that told me specifically what the hell's on the DeWalt. So all I'm really wanting him to look at, I mean, you could show him the 3D file and say, is this even feasible? Do I need to redesign shit? Because I'm trying to tuck it into the bottom. Oh, actually, the router is right here. Oh, my God, it's heavy. Well, shit. Don't fall, please. Don't fall. Turning on video.
Why are you drawing end mills?
Hmm?
Why are you drawing pictures? Or why are you drawing 3D CAD files of end mills?
Wait, what?
Like in this Fusion folder, there's an end mill.
Oh, because I was trying to find clearance in that model.
Oh, I see.
Like stick out. I was trying to figure out, because remember, I'm going through the adapter and attaching to the bottom of the DeWalt. So I need to make sure, like I found the longest end mill I could find on Enco, and then modeled a blank in that spot, just to see how far into the collet and will it touch the other. Anyway, I was just making sure that it would fit, and it does. So, is my video going? No.
Oh, maybe I couldn't. Oh, it was in Fusion. Hold on. Let me. Hello. There.
I don't see my own video.
I do not see your video.
Oh, it's great. Lovely. Oh, there we go. Did it finally happen?
There it is.
Okay. So basically this guy comes off, this whole piece, and then the air diverter basically mounts to this, and then on the, oh, great. I put this back on earlier today. And then the adapter threads on this, which is like the longest freaking thread on the face of this planet. Which I'm sure it's like that for a reason.
You mentioned something about making sure everything was balanced properly too.
Yeah, I sent it to an aerospace guy, a friend of mine from college, and basically, what do I need to do do I need to concern myself? Because technically it's too short, but I just want to be safe. So on the router itself, it has this, and then it has, I'd say that's about an inch deep. So basically, my adapter goes around that, leaves that open and then sticks out. Was it 34 millimeters, and then it converts to an ER20 collet on the bottom half of that. So the only thing I need to do is I need to put a hole, and it's like a one-time installation thing. So on the air diverter, I need to put a hole that lines up with that. I don't know if you can. Oh, you see the hole right there?
Yes.
On the shaft. Yes. So, and that's only for the first installation. So basically, what I'm going to do is probably just bore a hole straight through the air diverter that lines up with that, and then just basically specify like an M3 bolt that's long enough to go through, and it's only for the first installation, and then put red Loctite onto that, and then that's it, and it never comes off. Not never come off. You have to heat it, and you can take it off, but it won't back itself out. Because I don't need this. And what's funny is that in the manual, it doesn't say that it has this. It actually comes with 2 wrenches in the box.
What is that for?
It's the button, the lock, so you can take the nut off on the collar.
Oh, yeah.
In the manual, it doesn't show this at all. And in the box, once again, it came with 2 wrenches. So one for the bottom and then one for the nut. So I'm wondering if this was just added in or something.
A newer model of it, yeah.
Yeah. But
it's pretty
I mean, it's just a ring.
To have that, so.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So.
You're getting closer.
Yeah, pretty much everything is here except the actual machine itself. Hopefully the component should be coming soon. He gave me the tracking number, but it hasn't gone anywhere, which I hate fucking USPS. It's like, it gets into their system, they scan it once when they receive it, and then nothing happens.
Yeah, it's 50-50 shot whether or not it's going to get scanned anywhere else that you're going to be able to track.
So, as far as I'm concerned, it's been shipped. And then these Mamma Jammas, I love these. They're smaller, but they'll get the job done. They're thinner, rather.
Yeah.
I didn't want anything to impact the...
From Mitsumi?
Right. God, these things are freezing cold. Holy cow. Like holy ice cubes. Yeah, pretty much the Super Pit came today, so I'm excited about that. Pretty much what's left. Just the belts came, the pulleys came.
You know what we could do when you want to do that Super Pit is we could do another live hangout so that it gets recorded.
It's going to be me fumbling around with it for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know, but you know what? But for somebody who's going to buy a Super Pit, that could be kind of handy to see, like, okay, sight unseen, how do we do this? You know, kind of work it out. I don't know, that'd be kind of cool.
Well, I have to do a video anyway. I have to. That was kind of part of the ordeal. So, I mean, to do a live thing, I don't know. Especially if we're going to do a nicely edited video.
Well,
I mean, if I run into problems, I'll obviously report it, but it looks pretty straightforward. I mean, you basically treat it like a VFD. That's pretty much it. It's pretty okay.
Did you decide where you're going to put the LED or the photo transistor?
For the RPM sensor? On the bearing.
Yeah,
right at the top of the bearing.
Yep.
So it's inside it, and I don't have to worry about it. Originally, I was thinking about doing externally at the bottom, and I could just put it on the inside.
Did you find your thermocouple, or are you in fact missing?
No, I was supposed to come with one, but there was not one in the packaging. And interesting enough, in the manual, it talks about like we picked the most accurate one, blah blah blah, but it doesn't say what type it. I have thermocouplers. I have quite a few actually, but I need to know what he's expecting. You know what I mean? I don't know what type. So
well, it should be Monday there tomorrow. So I
sent him another email. So he's in Australia, so I won't get a response until like probably late tonight, early his morning, I guess.
Yeah.
If he even responds to it tonight. I'm hoping it's like a standard analog type thermistor. No crazy thermocoupler ridiculousness. If it is, that's fine. I mean, that just makes it really accurate. Although, I mean, what it's really meant for is to tell you the bearing temperatures, but
it doesn't need to be super accurate for that. A thermistor would be enough. If he just tells you the value of that, you'd figure you can get one.
Yeah, but if you read the verbiage in the manual, it uses that into account of what's going on. Because, first off, you're basically removing the PID in the router completely. Unfortunately, I picked the model. It doesn't have that at all. So that should be pretty quick and easy. But then I still have to open it to put the RPM sensor. And then in the manual it says that you put the thermistor. I keep saying thermocoupler. Thermistor on the bearing, and apparently on ramp ups or ramp down, it can detect what type of loads are happening. If the bearing is getting hot, it'll actually back down or whatever. So that's kind of cool. If that's a router saving feature, especially if it stalls, even though it's supposed to be unstallable at that point because it's closed loop. Still. Oh, did you watch that video of the $60 Crest router ripping through aluminum I sent you earlier today?
That was a Crest router. I didn't know which one that was.
Yeah, it was a half-horse $60 Crest.
I didn't know Crest
all
sold a
routers.
router that was $60. You can't buy
Australia.
any. Oh, maybe.
Well, it could have been 60 Australian. I don't know.
Because I
In
know
the
they're
description
expensive.
it says, in the description it says. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say I emailed them once and asked them. They said, well, we don't have any distributors in the U.S., but if you want to order 10, we'll ship you one.
Crest was at Woodcraft. Woodcraft, the stores here in the States.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but Woodcraft is expensive as crap.
Yeah.
They have good stuff. I'm not going to lie, but it's really pricey.
Yep.
I mean, I bought my clamps there from there. These guys. I love these clamps.
Oh, those are super awesome. Yeah.
Oh, where we go? Yeah, these guys. The Inca.
Yeah.
They're
Incra.
nice. Incra. They were like.
That's a Rockler special.
Yeah. Yeah. The bent one with the rubber things on them. I think these were $11, $12 each, or something like that. I don't know.
They work.
I bought an obscene amount of them too. They work. Yeah, they work really well. I like the fact that they pivot and they're really wide. And when you want to do something on the short end, you can use the back. And if you want to extend something out, then you use the front. So party in the front, business in the back.
Don't you use something like that? I thought you had some of those, Tony.
I've got the Rockler version.
Ah.
Same thing, just smaller, right?
Yeah. And blue.
Oh, really? I thought they were blue.
With the goofy rubber things that I've sliced into already.
Oh, yeah. One of these already has battle damage. Which one? Of course, it's not going to be the one I see. Yeah, here it is.
Ah, that's nothing.
And the thing that scared me is when it happened, the router did not change pitch.
Oh god.
I was like, oops, wait a second. Oh man. But yeah, I'm all types of excited. I can't wait to get this damn thing assembled. It's gonna be freaking sweet.
Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty awesome. I'm pretty anxious to see how rugged it is. So you're not doing a what do you call it? Gear reduction on Z, right?
On which machine? Holy crap! Do I see? Okay, it's cold in the garage. I can see smoke coming out when I'm breathing. On which machine? This one, long ago, or the new one? Now the new one I think is going to be direct, but I think he wants me to test 2-to-1 on that too.
2-to-1 in favor of speed or in favor of?
He said he was sending 3 full kits, so.
Wow. Just having high speed on Z is beneficial for some. If you're doing any 3D shit.
Oh, for example, when I'm V carving in this thing.
Yeah.
Holy crap. This thing is freaking fast as hell. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And it's too bad that Improbable Construct, is that what his name is?
Yeah. Not sure if he's doing it. I don't know. He's got stuff on Etsy.
No, he's not. Yeah, the other stuff. But this Z setup that I got from him, that thing is freaking bulletproof. It is nice.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good investment.
And that's probably going to carry on. Even when I switch over to the C-beam on this, I am definitely going to keep the screw for sure. It'll fit. It's the same diameter. So, and then everything else, the belt, everything. It's a really nice, solid setup. But yeah, the only thing I'm concerned about is mist versus flood cooling. Controlling that because I have the solenoid, which is over here somewhere. This guy right here. I don't know if you can see it drawn.
That's flood?
No, mist. This is the solenoid for the air. So I was
Nice.
test fitting to make sure I bought the right tubing. And this
Oh,
is rated for 200 psi. Obviously, I'm not pushing 200 psi, but
Your poor little air compressor is going to be working its butt off.
no, I am doing something different. I think I'm going to use. You're going to laugh, but I have two friends of mine who actually do these installs for John Deere. So they were suggesting an air horn compressor, mostly because they're designed to run continuously. And they also peak out at 56 psi, and they run off of 12 volts.
Oh, nice.
So Brent, a friend of mine, he's gonna loan me one of his or something, and then I'll test it out. They're pretty quiet. He showed me a video of it running. You hear it, but it's not like this bad boy when it's running back here.
Yeah, there's some medical compressors. You can get dental ones and stuff that are. It's like a fridge compressor that's on them, basically.
You can change. You can actually reconfigure a Freon base, or not Freon. What is it? RG15 or whatever the refrigerant is called now. You can reconvert those to either compressors or vacuum pumps, and they're freaking quiet.
I've got one in my garage.
Well, there you go.
That I've done just that.
Yeah. They're dead silent.
Yeah, they are. It's really nice for airbrushing or anything like that. That's why I like them.
What's the PSI? What comes straight out of the compressor?
I think it's rated. I think up to 200 psi in the little one I've got, which is crazy.
At the straight out of it?
It's not like a fridge one. It's it's one I got from that surplus place that Tuscany.
Okay. Yeah, because everything I found was anywhere between 11 to 22 psi.
Yeah, no, it's quite high.
Okay. Well, the game plan is I was trying to find something low voltage that will run continuously, that doesn't really require a tank, that I could control with the solenoid.
Huh.
So basically, fire it up, preload, and then use the solenoid to turn it on and off. And then on the GUI, I'll add a button to turn it on and off.
I've got my big compressor in the garage is a 80-gallon tank with a 2-horse motor on it and a compressor, but the compressor that's actually on it is shot, and I need a new one, and I haven't been able to find one. Harbor Freight's got some, but I haven't really looked at them too well.
So, you ever heard of Tactical Keychain? You ever heard of that guy?
Yeah.
Okay. So he did a video where he replaced the compressor part of his tank.
Yeah.
And I think it's something like a 40-gallon, and he found these two small, super quiet pumps that run back to back. So it actually fires one up, turns that one off, fires the other one on, and you don't even hear them running. And he has them connected to it's a shop vac, and he has 3 CNCs off of this one compressor. And he's talking, and you could barely hear this buzz in the background. Now, he doesn't say how much these compressors are, but.
Looking.
But yeah, I mean, I just wanted because the machine is small. It's only, the throw on it's 11.5 by 12, so I don't need a crazy, dedicated pancake compressor type thing. I just wanted something small, low voltage. They'll do the job.
Oh yeah, it's like these twin back-to-back compressor thingies.
Yeah.
Huh. It actually looks like nothing more than a larger airbrush compressor, really.
Yeah, but they're something different. They're commercial grade, whatever they are. He says the brand, but
the motor's built into it too.
Yeah. And of course, he's CNC. They plate that adapted straight down, and.
Of course they did. Yeah, look at that. Huh. All right, I'll take that to watch later.
But yeah, I mean, there's tons of things, and there's a lot of guys that's. Apparently, there's a way to make a shop vac also very quiet too. There's some tricks that you could do to it. Because I have this rigid 6 amp peak, 25-gallon, blah blah blah, and it's an awesome shop vac. It really works, but it's really loud. So, and especially if I'm going to start doing dust collection, I need to figure out a way to do that and not like. I mean, yeah, I have ear protection and everything, but
Well, out here in California, if it were my house, I would do the dust collection with the dust collector outside in a little separate box connected to the garage.
yeah, I can't really do that.
Well, you could, but it just has to be insulated so
Yeah.
it doesn't get super cold, especially if it gets
Yeah.
any moisture in the bottom of the tank.
Yep. Yeah, now I'm going to do a 2-part setup where there's going to be a separator with 2 filters and all that good stuff. I just need to figure out what
Are you
to
on
do with it.
Pinterest at all?
Now my wife is.
Oh, you haven't found that evil that is Pinterest yet, huh?
Whatever.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead, say it. Come on, say it. Go ahead.
Say what?
Oh, I thought you were gonna diss it.
Oh, I just don't care for it.
It's what I like it for is for ideas though. It's for like stuff in the shop. There's so much stuff up there for that. Just air compressor stuff. I mean, just whatever you search for. There's a bazillion and one things. Yeah, you should check it out, Tyler. Pinterest. It's horrible.
It's
All right.
the devil.
It's a complete and utter time suck, which is I get why Eves probably hates it.
No, I mean
God.
it's funny because a lot of times my wife will have like this idea, like she'll see a lamp or something and she wants to modify it, and then she shows me this Pinterest thing, and then yet it suggests like 300 other variants of the same exact thing. And I'm like, well, which one do you want me to look at? The one with the butterflies on it. Okay, you narrowed the 500 down to 200. What are you talking about? But yeah.
It's cool I like it for especially like for shop organization things, ideas like that. There's so much out there.
Yeah, that's another thing I need to tackle. When it gets warmer, I basically need to evac everything out into the garage, into the driveway, determine what I want and what I don't want, and then put it back in. Because over the winter, it has become the throw shit place now. It's just not cool.
That's what happens.
I know, but last 2 years ago, I did that. Dumped everything out, reorganized everything, built a bunch of shelves, put a bunch of pegboards, all my stuff, and all the hoses and everything. I let it slide in the last like 8 months. This is not good.
A good friend of mine from Minneapolis, he used to be in the hacker space with us, works at SparkFun now, and he lives in, I think, Englewood or something like that, Colorado, but he posted a picture of his garage today saying how, all winter it's been, throw things in the garage, and now the first day that it's warm, I want to use it, I have to spend it cleaning it.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you should see mine. Yeah.
Yeah. Not looking forward to this because this is going to be a time suck. That is for damn sure.
Yeah, but think of how much nicer it'll be.
Yeah. I'll just bring a 6-pack out here, play music, and then just mindlessly just toss shit. But anyway, yeah, so hopefully that'll be jogging around by next weekend. Fingers crossed, maybe, possibly. It's not huge, so it won't take me long to assemble, but getting Linux CNC, machine kit, all happy, all the steppers dialed in. This is going to be a new realm for me, which is basically
I am kind of surprised you're going to use machine kit.
only because I don't really have another machine available for me to do it, and I have 2 Beagle Blacks. So
Craigslist is your friend.
Fuck Craigslist. That thing's burned twice. It's burned me twice.
Craigslist?
Yes, twice. So now I already have the machine kit. Or I already have the Beagle Black, and in fact, the image is already good to go. So it's not that.
I'm ultimately convinced it's just not ready for prime time yet.
Machine kit?
Yeah.
I agree, but hey, it's small. It'll get the job done.
I hope.
What? Dude, if this doesn't work, I'm gonna fly out to where you are and punch you dead in the face.
Oh.
It's good.
I told you not to. No, I didn't say not to. I just said I'm surprised you're doing it.